not going.
So a lot of people are freaking out over Kamala Harris's social media campaign strategy, but Donald Trump has quite the social media strategy himself. You guys, we are going to be talking about the fight over Gen Z in just one moment. First, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you all for being here. If you could please really quickly smash that like button for the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it, as it does help the videos reach more people. And then lastly, if you haven't joined my locals community just yet, where I post behind the scenes content, hit that link down in the description below. Go ahead and join. It's free with the option of contributing monthly if you would like. Thank you to everybody that is over there already. So you guys, you've seen articles, you've seen people talking about this all over X. This article right here from Newsweek: can Kamala Harris win over Gen Z voters? Now, I'm not really going to bore you with the polling data right now, just because every single week there's somebody up or there's somebody down. I think it was obvious that Donald Trump is dominating Joe Biden when it comes to Gen Z support. Kamala Harris is more uncertain, but she also hasn't done any interviews. People don't really know her. They forgot all about her, and they don't really focus on policy when it comes to Gen Z. A Quinnipiac University poll conducted from July 19th to 21st ended on the day that President Joe Biden dropped out of the race and endorsed Harris, found that Trump was leading the vice president by a massive 19 points. Now, useless polling data. Absolutely useless polling data. There are polls that are showing that Harris is beating Donald Trump. We have a civics tracking poll conducted over 2 weeks through July. Voters aged 18 to 34 prefer Harris over Trump by 20 points. And then just today, they're talking about a poll that's showing that Donald Trump leads Kamala Harris among Gen Z voters in new poll. Again, it's all over the place right now. What we do know, you guys, is Donald Trump. We're going to talk about these campaign strategies when it comes to targeting Gen Z, because Donald Trump is hopping on every single major YouTuber, every single major streamer that is certainly more of a fan of him, but he is breaking records all across social media. Quickly about the polling data. How are you going to reach Gen Z when it comes to accurate polling data? Over the phone, over text, over a web survey, asking them a bunch of questions? You're going to get the hyper political people, maybe. But when it comes to just the average Gen Zer, this is what they're impacted by. They're impacted by social media. We have this post right here from I Meme, Therefore I Am. You guys saw this. Breaking: Aiden Ross gives Donald Trump a Cybertruck wrapped in an American flag featuring a MAGA sign and his iconic photo from after the assassination attempt. This is one hell of a Cybertruck. A lot of people were saying that he can't accept this. He is a private citizen. He is allowed to accept gifts. He might have to pay some taxes or something on these gifts, but they're able to separate this from the campaign for sure. This is how you're reaching young male Gen Z potential voters. And this is a big difference between the two strategies here. These are male-dominated audiences. And what a better way to get their attention than Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross gifting Donald Trump a Rolex on his live stream.
The golf guys and all the other guys too. I do. This is beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Don't they have nice packaging?
They do. Really, really nice.
Wow, that's so nice. Oh, should I show that to the audience?
Yeah, they can see it.
Oh, I didn't know this. Now I know it's worth it. Well, my boys said, well, that's...
Yeah, super cool. I mean, just the idea of getting a free $50,000 watch like that, that's pretty sweet. A lot of people were saying, oh, Donald Trump doesn't need this. Yeah, but Aiden's trying to shoot content, and this is interesting, right? It's getting headlines. People are checking it out. People are talking about it, including me. That right there, that watch right there, is a Rolex Day Date in rose gold with a green dial. It's known as the presidential Day Date. So it's a presidential watch. Very neat. But you guys, this is what Donald Trump is doing to reach those young male Gen Z voters, hopping on all these top streams. And Aiden Ross broke a streaming record, and this is a trend across the board. We have Bryson DeChambeau, professional golfer, that Donald Trump went on his YouTube channel, broke another record, 10 million views on their golfing video. Okay? It's very similar. You're seeing Donald Trump on Logan Paul. You're seeing him on, where else? You're seeing him on the Nelk Boys. You're seeing him all over. Right? And all of these audiences are male-dominated audiences, and they're not even talking heavy politics. You know, I think a lot of people, when I'm talking to people on the street, when I'm talking to Gen Z on the street, a lot of the times they're talking about kind of the overall vibe that a candidate gets. Are they strong? Are they weak? Are they goofy? Are they cool? What is it? And so if you watch these podcasts, these streams, they're not heavy political. This golfing video, not heavy political, largely talking about golf, right? It's Donald Trump hanging out and doing things like this. Donald Trump in his new Cybertruck. He got a Cybertruck and a watch in this stream. Hanging out in the new Cybertruck, listening to music with Hayden Ross. We'll check out a little bit of this.
The outro out, you know what I mean?
Right here.
No, I think is it this one?
Yeah, that's good.
Let's hop out the car.
I just forgot they're going to give me probably a strike if I play that song, but you know, listening to music inside a Cybertruck, hanging out, being cool, and nobody is doing this better than Donald Trump. Vivek Ramaswamy was quite good at this, but when it comes to just the likability, less political, more just hanging out, Donald Trump, there's really not many people that are better. Here's another part of the stream where they're just shooting a TikTok video right outside the car.
I'll tell you about TikTok. Trump is going to keep TikTok going, whereas Biden, Harris, they have no idea what it means. And all it's going to do is be good for China the other way. It's no good. We're going to save TikTok. They want to destroy TikTok.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because the person that really did a campaign like this well was Vivek Ramaswamy. Probably one of the first times you guys have seen a presidential candidate going on all sorts of shows. And I mean, he went on just about everything. What Donald Trump is doing here is very similar to Vivek Ramaswamy's strategy, just on a much, much larger scale. You know, hopping on specific channels, the biggest ones, and breaking records constantly. Now, how does this compare to what Kamala Harris is doing? Well, first, Kamala Harris is going for a young female audience when it comes to Gen Z. This is her plan of attack. And yes, these people will be voting. They are old enough, 18 years old to, 27 years old right now? Yeah, they'll absolutely be voting, but it's difficult to reach these people. Again, to my point, largely not concerned with policy, largely concerned with kind of what's cool, what's fun, who do they want to see in charge of the country? Who do they, they do want to see a strong leader. Who do they see as being a strong leader? Slightly competent. We have a post here from Colin Rugg, and this is what a lot of people were freaking out about. People are freaking out about this new social media campaign from Kamala Harris, showing Kamala Harris trends are taking over TikTok, where creators are dancing to remixes of Kamala's speeches. TikTok is where brain cells go to die. The newest trend is Kamala Harris coconut dance. According to new Morning Consult poll that polled young voters, Harris has a 9-point lead over Donald Trump among voters under age 35. Again, these polls are all over the place right now. They're incredibly difficult to track. A lot of polls for older people are a little bit easier to track. I would maybe trust under 35 a little bit more, maybe, but it's such a large group of people under the age of 35 that I really just think it's totally all over the place. And the new polling data, I think, shows that, right? Every other day we're seeing, Trump plus 5, 4, Kamala plus 10, 5, whatever. They're all over the place. The same poll showed Trump leading Biden by 9 points among young voters before Biden dropped out. It's certainly true. Young voters can grab onto Kamala Harris and kind of rally behind her. Celebrities can prop her up. The media can prop her up. They can make her cool. She becomes uncool when she starts talking. Let's check out this TikTok dance and rot your brains for a second.
Coconut, 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 coconut. Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time. Coconut.
Yeah, it paid, forced, soulless. We have that Valley Girl saying for the millionth time, Gen Z does not care about policy. They care, I agree, they care about trends. This is like the 4th Kamala trend on TikTok in under 2 weeks. You should be worried. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are holding this view. Why should you be worried? Well, one, yes, Donald Trump is beating records on Hayden Ross's streams. Every single show he's going on is performing like crazy. Trump is a ratings machine. But also, reaching a lot of people is TikTok trends, because people can remix a song and it spreads like wildfire. Now, it doesn't really matter if it starts out being paid. This is probably paid. It looks pretty forced. I don't know who's that excited about Kamala Harris. I'm sure some people are. But even if you pay 15, 20, 30 top creators to do a little dance to a song, you're getting a lot of people that are seeing that are young Americans that are impressionable, maybe young women primarily, because that's obviously who this is targeting. It's really interesting to see the differences between who they're targeting, right? Kamala is obviously going for young women. Trump is obviously going for young men. But will just dancing have as much of an impact as Trump sitting down for an hour on stream or during an interview, having fun? You get to see his personality and who he is. We actually have no clue. I would say no, but I could be totally wrong. We have Nuance Bro responding right here saying, it looks so evil and soulless. Honestly, I agree. This is creepy. I was talking about on X the other day how, Kim Jong-un, a lot of people make fun of North Korean citizens for kind of dancing like Wii characters when he shows up in a room or something like that. Coconut. I don't really see how this is much different. It's just odd NPC dancing, I guess younger girls are into it. Maybe they're sold by this. Maybe it's cool. The time that this won't be as cool is if Donald Trump, Trump's team, because the media is not going to do their job. They're not going to be fighting tooth and nail to get interviews with Kamala Harris. Trump needs to get her in front of the American people. Trump needs to get her to debate, or he needs to accept any debate that her team's trying to put forth, because people need to see Kamala speak. As soon as they hear her speak, as soon as they challenge her on ideas, that's when she begins to plummet. That's when she begins to fall apart. And then at that point, you become a lot less cool in front of who we're talking about here, Gen Z, right? If you're coming off as unlikable, yeah, sure, they can try to spin it as your brat or whatever it may be, but that only lasts for a couple weeks. John Doyle tweets out right here saying, Trump is cool. The more exposure people have to him, the more they love him. People who hate him have had their exposure to him carefully curated by libtard media. All exposure to Trump anywhere has a significant ROI for his campaign and future success. I mean, I totally agree with this. Trump is a master when it comes to dealing with exposure. Whether it be him showing up to a small restaurant and dealing with people, nobody is better at it. We saw Ron DeSantis try to do the same thing. He was miserable. He just didn't come off as smooth as Donald Trump. If you guys haven't seen this Bryson DeChambeau video with Donald Trump, you'll see just how, even if you maybe don't like Trump that much, how actually amazing he is at dealing with just casual conversations, having a good time, not appearing robotic. And I think that's largely why Kamala's team is not having her do things like that, because she just comes off as unrelatable, a political elite. That's how she comes off. Donald Trump doesn't come off that way. So when people watch him in these podcasts, in these shows, streams, they tend to like him. It's very light political conversations, but it's more of just them hanging out. And I think Trump's team sees that it's working as well. Again, it's gonna be very difficult to reach Gen Z. And I don't know if the polls for Gen Z will ever be very accurate. What we do know though, is these numbers, the popularity surrounding Trump on these channels that have a Gen Z male audience are explosive. He is undeniably cool, as John Doyle was putting out. Now, I will say, when it comes to the effectiveness and reaching Gen Z, you have Donald Trump right here, 9.6 million followers. People have talked about his following. That's very impressive for this many posts. That's all he has. But you will see 29.2 million likes. I think that Donald Trump's team should be stepping up their TikTok game to actually be reaching Gen Z. Again, it's not like the whole election depends on Gen Z, but might as well maximize, these groups, maximize your effort on these groups that you're trying to reach. Kamala Harris, 3 million followers, much less. However, 60 million likes. So they are posting multiple posts a day. And I don't know. I would argue, I think Trump's team needs to be doing like a post every other day right now just to try to reach more and more people. You will see, look at these views. I'm offering probably an unnecessary criticism right here. 16.5 million views, 168.9 million views on his first post. Okay, he is obviously more popular. His posts are far more popular on TikTok than Kamala Harris's. That goes without saying. One of these candidates does a fantastic job on social media, and people want to see him talk. The other one, more forced, and we'll see if the forced ends up working in their favor. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the NPC dancing is going to be effective when it comes to Gen Z women? Do you think it'll get them on board? Or whoever the heck this person is. Just ridiculous. Or do you think this strategy of hopping on the most popular YouTuber shows, streamer shows, is going to reach Gen Z more? I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed my commentary, please make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe for more videos, and hit that bell notification button so you're notified next time I post. And I'll catch you all in the next video.